Hello, welcome to a continuous series solutions to the last NECO examination, paper 3. We are on question 8. We have dealt with questions 1 to 7. In case you had missed any of the videos, go look them up, watch them to the end. Here we are given to rationalize 15 plus root 5 divided by 4 plus root 5. To rationalize a sodic fraction simply means to do away with the irrational part in the denominator. So if we can remove this root 5, we would have rationalized this. How do we do this? Here in the denominator, we have 4 plus root 5, which is a binomial sort. So we would multiply the entire fraction. In other words, we multiply numerator and denominator by the conjugate of this denominator. Conjugate of any binomial sort is still the same sorts, okay? The same terms will be there, but with a different sign of algebra. So here it's plus. The conjugate will now be 4 minus root 5. So we use 4 minus root 5 to multiply the numerator as well as the denominator. So that is one way you can rationalize this. All right, so we go ahead for solution. Take note, I have said here that conjugate, very important, conjugate of conjugate. Okay, what do you have for conjugate? So conjugate of plus 4 plus root 5, okay, equals 4 minus root 5. So we shall use that same conjugate, like I said, to multiply numerator and denominator. So we have for the fractions 15 plus root 5 divided by 4 plus root 5. Okay, so like I said, we'll multiply by the conjugate up and down root 5, and then denominator the same 4 minus root 5. So we move ahead, we will have 15 plus root 5, okay, into 4 minus root 5. You see, it's very easy. You know, maths is the easiest or one of the easiest science subjects, okay? For the denominator, if you look at 4 plus root 5 and 4 minus root 5, it suggests what we call difference of two squares. Difference of two squares, okay? So if you recall from difference of two squares, very important. If you recall from difference of two squares, it simply says, let me write it here for us. If I have A plus B, and then I need to multiply by A minus B, so the identity would simply be A squared minus B squared. So we shall use this idea to deal with the factors or the product of the denominators here. So here this becomes 4 squared minus root 5 squared. Root 5 squared, okay? So if we expand the numerator, 15 multiplied by 4, that will give us 60. And then 15 multiplied by negative root 5, that will give us negative 15 root 5. We now go root 5 multiplied by 4, that will give us a 4 root 5. Then root 5 multiplied by negative root 5, that will give us a negative 5. Remember, root a multiplied by root a will give you a. That's a rule of sorts. So we divide that by, here square of 4, that will give us 16. And square of root 5, that's root 5 multiplied by root 5 will give us 5. Take note, so this is minus 5. Okay, so let's create some space for ourselves as we go on. Now 60 take away 5. Okay, we are looking at 60 take away 5 here. That will give us 55. And then minus or negative 15 root 5 plus 4 root 5, that will give you negative 11. Negative 11 root 5. For the denominator, we are looking at the difference between 16 and 5. So what would that be? 11 as well, okay? So this equals 11. We move ahead. Let's go. There's a factor of 55 and 11. It's going to be 11 itself. So we factor at 11. And then what do we have here? 5. Take away root 5. So we've just factored out the common term there, which is 11. And then down here, 11. So the 11 down here will deal with the 11 up here, okay? So our answer simply becomes 5 minus root 5. That's the result. And that was listed as option A. It was listed as option A. Thank you for staying tuned.